and welcome to Bold TV Reviews. JJ unfortunately has been murdered by Michael Myers, who's sitting in today to do the review with James.
Who doesn't need a mask.
I'm joking, it's coming off, it's very, very hot. Latex in a house that left the central heating on by mistake the other day is not a good thing. Right, what episode are we on, Jimbo?
5.
6?
5.
Is it?
Yeah, episode 5.
Who knows? I'll do that in the actual intro. So, tonight, in honour of the Halloween, which is coming up this weekend.
Monday.
It is Monday. We are going to be doing our Halloween scary horror films
Top 5. We'll have a review in there as well.
We've got 2 reviews.
2 reviews. I've got a couple of must-watches as well.
Both scary reviews.
I think it's going to be a bumper show. I think we
Is
might
it? Yeah.
go over 30 minutes.
Possibly.
Sorry.
Bear with us, because there's a bit of explaining to do as well. Because this just goes down rabbit holes.
Top 15.
Mate, we've literally both done our lists tonight, because, prep and that.
Well, I did mine a while ago.
Yeah.
I'm very
But
organised.
you changed it tonight.
I changed it about 20 minutes ago.
Same. So, my long list is 18 films long. And has a TV series in there.
Can't have TV
No,
series.
it's linked to a film, so I need to talk about it. Okay? So, yeah, if you ask me this tomorrow, this top 5 is going to be changed. It's as simple as that. And you've got 20 in your long list?
I've got quite a few, yeah.
Right.
What we're going to try and do is try and keep it to a straight top 5,
Yeah.
and then do the honourable mentions after. So we
But
can
as
go
I
off on a
say,
tangent.
there is a couple that I need to mention other films because of why I've picked the
alright.
film.
I
You'll
accept.
know what I mean. Shall we kick off with number 5?
I'm going first, yeah?
You're going first,
I'll
okay?
go first, okay. My number 5 of my horror movies, and I've kept this to films that scared me the first time I watched them.
Bambi.
Bear in mind, some of these I watched when I was very young, as being 42 years young. My number 5 is Paranormal Activity 1.
Oh, Paranormal Activity?
Yeah,
Oh,
mate.
man.
That, what I like about horror films,
What?
and what I really find scary, is things that I can see happening.
Yeah.
Right? I don't.
Okay.
Alien is not a horror film for me.
No.
Because it's about
Sci-fi.
aliens.
Sci-fi.
But it really scares me. It's that almost that kind of. It's not quite found footage, but it's realistic footage.
Well, that all started with Blair Witch. That was
Blair Witch is an
original.
honourable mention, which I'm not going to go into. But that was a movie that really scared me.
And this is the
because it
point.
could happen.
Yeah, absolutely. It does happen in this,
Yeah,
as
it does.
you well know.
This is
So
haunted.
the where I'm saying we're going to go off on little tangents, this might take a while. This is the reason why. So Paranormal Activity, as it is unfavourably known by a lot of people, right? I like the Paranormal Activity films.
I only
think
like
they're
number
quite cool.
1. I don't like the one where it's in the flat.
We're happy to
Unrealistic.
We're happy to watch them on a Saturday afternoon.
They're-
Curtains open and the lights on.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
You watch it at night by yourself.
No, thank you.
You don't want to go to bed because it's that door's open. There's that, and that's what it's all about.
Really well on that mic.
Yeah, I know. But you'll hear that. It scared me so much, and I watch films with my wife, and she says my jumps make her jump, and I'll go. So I'll go really quick, but. Paranormal Activity is an absolutely storming movie, one of the first of its kind. The sequels are not so good, but I think that's a worthy top 5.
Nah, it's not even in my list.
Oh,
It's
man.
not in my long list.
Well, that's what's good.
I know.
What's good.
It is good. It's all
But it's
about
what
opinions.
scared me.
All about opinions. If you've done it on what scared you, that's fine. If I was to do it on what scared me, it would be a different top 5.
Well, that's the way I've judged it.
What I've done is with mine.
What I look for a horror
is
movie
films that
is
I
scary.
really, really like. There are some in there that have absolutely scared the bejeebers out of me. So, this one hasn't scared the bejeebers out of me. My number 5. It's 28 Days Later. Because it is an absolute perler of a film. Zombies are not
It's
horror.
a great movie.
Are you mental?
Zombies are.
Would you rather be chased by a ghost or chased by a
The
zombie?
scary thing about that movie is that zombies can run, and they can run fast.
Yeah,
Not
fast.
like this Walking Dead
not
stuff
Walking
where,
Dead zombies.
you got time to pop them in the head with a spike.
You've got very little time with 28 Days Later. But this is where we go in the rabbit hole. So I could have had Dawn of the Dead, which is an absolute classic. But for me, cinematography-wise and CGI-wise and
English
up-to-date
movie.
film, English movie, English director, absolutely beautiful, brilliant film. 28 Days Later, Pips.
Is it Danny Boyle?
Yeah, Pips, Dawn of the Dead for me.
Fair enough.
because of the age that we are, that film was out when we were a little bit younger, and Dawn of the Dead was out before we were
Cillian
born.
Murphy.
So
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah.
Badass. It's a really good film. I love it. It's epic. It's fast paced. There's gore. Gore's horror, man. You need gore in horror. You desperately need
You
gore.
do need gore to a degree.
I mean, yeah, the horror genre.
For me, horror is about ghosts.
No, horror genre. Ghosts, yes, give you that. Slasher movies, yes.
Paranormal.
Gore. Paranormal.
Ghosts. Yeah.
I mean, you could do a whole thing on exorcism movies because there's so many of them.
Clowns.
Clowns.
We get on to clowns, I'm
Like,
sure.
that sounds like a balloon going there. It's a cat trying to get in.
Cats.
Right.
Okay.
Number 4.
Number 4. It. Original. Tim Curry. Clown.
See?
Tim Curry, rest in peace.
Yeah, ledge.
That was a scary movie.
As a child, completely agree. The
remake is a bit darker.
The spiders and the bit with the girl in the bathroom with the blood in the original one, as a child, scared the crap out of me.
John Boy Walton was the main character.
Really scared.
Yeah.
Excuse me, really, really scared.
It is up there. It's a classic. The original. The first time I watched it, I think it was on Sky. As a
really long though.
Two-parter, wasn't it?
It was a mini-series.
Yeah, they did it as a mini-series, but it wasn't
because
a series.
it was so
it's a movie.
big. Yeah, it's a movie. It's
and
massive.
apparently they're doing. Obviously, they've just done the remake as 2 parts, but they're doing They're doing Origins.
Yeah, man.
That which would be good. Which is
I
good.
saw the trailer for it like yesterday, and
But
it
it's
looks
I sent
amazing.
it you. But yeah, it looks really, really good. But the original is my number 4.
So the new ones really like part 1. Yeah. Part 2.
Part 2 wasn't very good.
No, part 2 was a little bit like.
They set it up really well. They got
Yeah.
Mike out of Stranger Things, where we've got the video now.
So, yeah, it's not in mine. It's in my honourable mentions.
Okay. Well, what is your number 4?
My number 4 is Scream.
What? You must have done Scary Movie.
No, son. The original slasher movie for our generation.
That's the one where it opens and what's her name doesn't last 5 seconds. Is it Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore.
They think she's going to be. You think she's going to be the
Yeah,
star?
you think she's the star?
She's
dead.
She's dead in 8 minutes.
Yeah. I love Scream.
It didn't scare me.
It's not. It's a slasher film.
It's a thriller.
So it's a different.
At best.
No, it's a slasher film. He gutted her and hung her from a tree. Come on now. Scream.
Who was the Scream guy in the end? You never found out.
Yeah, you did. It was 2 of them.
The guys who liked scary movies.
Yeah, no, it wasn't them. It was the one with the bulgy eyes who played
Okay,
Scooby-Doo.
because they did Scary Movie. Was Officer Doofy in this?
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't him.
No, that was Scary Movie. Stop confusing things.
See, not a fucking
Billy
star,
was the murderer. Billy and Stu were the murderers, and their plan was to injure each other before the police came and said that the person ran away.
All rules about horror movies.
And again, another reason why it's in the list. The nods to so many horror movies, which are absolutely iconic. Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, you can leave them for me. Not bothered. Seen them all, most of them at the cinema.
Horror
Can't be bothered.
Horror
the new
sequels
Scream,
are bad.
the last one that they did, don't know what it was called, can't remember, Scream something or other, was actually alright. It was a bit of a hoot. It was more of a goofy nod to the originals than anything else. But Scream, the original
I can't think
Scream.
of a horror remake.
What?
That's good. Not remake, a sequel. And remakes
right,
are really good.
well, there is one. Shall I do it now? Because it's not in my list. It's in my honourables.
Go on then, tell me.
Okay, and it's going to take me off down a little rabbit hole here.
Yeah, we got time.
So it's The Conjuring Part 2.
Yes, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no. The Conjuring, the whole
The
Conjuring
whole
universe
Conjuring,
is great.
Absolutely love them.
The Conjuring 1's my number 3.
No.
Yeah.
Number 2's better. And number 2's better because it is all about the
I get that.
It's all about the Enfield hauntings.
Yeah, the Enfield hauntings.
In the UK. And then the TV series I said was in there
But
is Enfield Haunting.
We're talking about for me, scary. So, the Conjuring 1, there are so many jumps, and there's on top of the wardrobe. Yeah, when she's in bed, she can't move, and what's the ghost? The
nun.
That comes. It's Vecna.
It's not Vecna.
It begins with a V, and she's in all the Conjuring, the nun,
Yeah.
and she had her own movie eventually.
Yeah, which
but
was rubbish. That
she
one
came. Yeah, it was rubbish, and she just kind of floats over as she's stuck in bed. That terrifies me. That really scared me.
Love the Conjuring films. Some people hate them.
That's probably my number 2 jump of all time. My number one, which I'll bring up.
Mate, Annabelle. We went to the cinemas to watch Annabelle.
Annabelle
I
Creation.
squealed at Annabelle in the cinemas. I literally sat there like that for the whole film. Because horror films are perfectly fine and not scary as long as you watch
The
two fingers.
Conjuring 1 was brilliant. The Conjuring 2 was also brilliant.
So I think it's better than Conjuring 1.
Because it was based on you can still see those videos on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Now is it Judith? I think it is, isn't it?
The Warrens.
Yeah, the Frank Warren and Lorraine.
Not Frank Warren, he's boxing promoter.
Was it Frank Warren? The Warrens. They
The Warrens.
Yeah, they did all the investigating. I think and they're in most of the those.
They're in the Conjuring.
Yeah,
they're in
they're
most
in
of the spin-offs.
I think they're in the Annabelles as well.
Yeah, they're definitely in the Annabelles.
There's a new one coming out soon. I don't know what they're.
Yeah, there's lots of them.
The guy, I like the guys who play them as well, because you got the guy out of Insidious.
Yes. See, Insidious for me,
No,
was
it doesn't
very
scare me.
fairy tale Insidious.
Sinister, no. There's a lot of modern day movies that just don't cut it. But The Conjuring 1 was my number 3.
Okay.
Well led into.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
My number 3 is The Babadook.
Oh, mate, what a terrible movie.
Are you on crack?
It's not even scary.
Babadook is scary.
I watched it with my wife and my daughter, and they went, "What did you recommend this rubbish for?"
Babadook's class, man. And
I know the ending's
I know
weird.
where you're coming from. I know where you're coming from.
They take
'cause
the
it does
worms down into the cellar at the end.
It does divide people's opinions, but I think as a psychological thing, as a kid, it's a storybook creation. Scary things come from storybooks like The Tall Man and things like that. It just twisted my head a little bit, and I really liked it. And I've watched Babadook a couple of times, not just once.
The accents are bad.
They're Australian.
Yeah, it was like,
Australians all sound like that.
but for me, it had some good jumps in it. And I was really looking forward to it because I'd seen the
I love
trailers,
it.
but it didn't do it for me. And it's not even an honourable mention.
Cinematically, and as a
I
modern
went to
film,
cinema. I could see. I could see that.
As a modern film, modern-ish horror film, it's the best modern horror film I've seen in a long time.
There were some big jumps in there, but I forgot to mention, just quickly, I wouldn't have been there, my biggest jump, which is a movie that is in my
Tony
honourable
Hawk's.
mentions. No. The Grudge. When she puts her hand in the attic and she looks around and that kid's there going...
Grudge is weird.
Oh, it's messed up. But
Right.
yeah.
No. Babadook, I like. And,
I get that.
Because of Babadook, there's other relatively new films I've got on my honourable list.
I've never watched Hereditary and I want to watch that
Okay.
because I've heard it's very
Have
good.
you watched Get Out?
No, but I've heard it's good.
Oh, it's good. It's on my honourable
Isn't it?
mentions. It's weird.
I know it's about racism and they've possessed people and
Kinda.
and it was a
Yeah.
slave plantation and
Yeah. It is twisted.
it's one of these movies I've
It's
got
more-
to think about watching.
It's uncomfortable to watch it because what is insinuated obviously is the racism, is the plantation, and yada yada yada.
We should do top 5 uncomfortable movies because there are a lot of movies which are real hard watches.
Absolutely. The one I found with no label on, that was an uncomfortable watch. It was a home movie. So yeah, newer stuff which I've got on my list, which I didn't put into my actual list. Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
Really
if you
enjoyed
look at a lot of top 10s, which I did, The Quiet Place 2 is in a lot of people's scariest movies of all time.
I've got to be honest, I fell asleep. Quiet Place 2.
Quiet Place 2, and there's a Quiet Place 3 coming next year.
Yeah.
Quiet Place 1 was good, but I wouldn't put that in horror.
It is, because there's monsters. They're not aliens, they're
Well,
monsters.
they're not monsters, they're aliens, obviously.
They're monsters.
They didn't come from
You're a
Earth.
monster. Your list's
We do
monstrous.
the honourable mentions
Yes,
after.
I know.
Because I want to do my number 2.
Go on. Number 2.
The Exorcist.
It's my number 1.
The first...
Let's get it out there now, it's my number 1. Okay?
It's messed up.
Yes, it is messed up.
Because it's one of these ones that it could happen. You know, someone being possessed.
Well, it does happen if you...
The attic scene where she can hear the knocking in the attic, the mother, and she goes up there.
It's the neck for me.
No. And she's got that, is it a candle or something? And it
I
goes...
think so. Yeah.
But then again, Exorcist 3 was Dharma. Relax.
True, but I've never
Texas
seen
Pictures.
Exorcist 2 or 3.
No, they're going to
They're
be
nowhere
rubbish.
near as good as Exorcist.
No.
Now, the subliminal messaging in Exorcist, when it was originally released,
Because it was banned.
was banned. Right, that version was banned, and all the subliminal messaging. Literally, if you watch the uncut version, because you can now see it, the uncut version, there are so many things where it just blinks. The screen literally flashes.
And it's something...
If you slow it down, it's the form of the devil has just flashed upon the screen. It's not the devil itself. You know, at the start when they're in the desert and they're digging and he finds that little mask.
Yeah.
It's that. So that flashes on the screen so many times.
It is a scary
in the film. Really people were getting triggered. They were literally like throwing up in the cinema.
People running out
people
cinema.
were saying that they were possessed as a result of watching the film. It was, I mean, was it 78?
Yeah.
An absolutely horrific thing to watch.
It was a brilliant movie. It was a brilliant movie. It was, it's a classic as well.
Again, it's one we rewatched in this house time and time
Even
again.
like the score is very good. The music in it is creepy.
Absolutely.
It's just freaky, and it's one of these things that it could happen. It could happen.
If you're edgy, you are.
It could happen.
It's my number one.
Okay.
I've got to put that
it's
out
a win.
there. It is my number one.
Number 1 and 2 interchanged all week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested by your number one.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because your number 2 could be my number 1.
My number 2 is Nightmare on Elm Street.
See, that's what my wife said, and I've never watched any of them.
What?
Because it's a guy with scissor hands.
No.
Edward Scissorhands.
No. If you die in your dreams, you die in real life. Mate, you need to watch it. If you love this, you need to watch Elm Street. Desperately need to watch Elm Street.
It's not going to be scary.
No, it's not. I'll be honest. I have rewatched.
That's why I don't want to find Halloween scary. Friday the 13th scary.
Well, they're not because they you know what's coming.
They're slasher movies.
They are slasher movies. Nightmare on Elm Street was scary back in the day.
Number 1.
Huh? It's my number 2.
Oh, yeah. But no, I mean...
No, number one. Number 1, yes. Number 3 is better than number 2.
Isn't 3 gory? Isn't that one where he hangs
3
the guy out
gory.
hangs him out the window by his veins?
Yeah. There's loads of them, right? There's loads. It's Freddy versus Jason. They're all rubbish. For me, number 1 is cool. Number 2 is okay. Number 3 is pretty darn good. But you can't beat the first one. So it has to be, for me, Nightmare on Elm Street at number 2.
My number 1.
Go on then.
This absolutely terrified me when I was a kid. I couldn't sleep with the light on, without the light on for a while.
Without the lights on?
Poltergeist.
It's on my list. It's on my big list.
Poltergeist is a scary, scary movie. It's the movie that messed me up. I like the fact that the whole production was cursed.
Dude, I hated it as well. Growing up, it made me creepy.
Carol Ann tragically passed away, and
there's about 4 people.
Yeah, there
linked to the film.
Yeah, the old chap who
Carol Ann,
and the white noise on the TV.
Yeah.
Step
into the light, Carol Ann.
The tree coming through the window.
Horrible, man.
It's again one of these poltergeists, like Paranormal Activity. One of these things that you can just see happening, movement, banging. It absolutely terrifies me. And I remember watching it. My auntie had it, and she let me and my brother watch it. And we were like 9.
Oh, yeah. I was about the same age
and
when I
it
first
messed
watched
me
it.
up.
See, that was 1982, I believe. Poltergeist. Someone's been doing his research this week. So it was the year I was born. So I watched it when I was about 8 or 9, just on the telly. Telly in the bedroom, great idea. 11 o'clock at night, Poltergeist, great idea. Oh my God! I absolutely wet myself, and it took me 3 times to watch it in its entirety. It really did scare me.
There's only one movie that's took me 3 times to watch it, and that was Human Centipede. It took me 3 attempts. And I don't know if I put that in more disturbing than horror, but that was a movie that I just couldn't watch because it was just sick.
It's definitely horror.
But there are some very sick movies that are banned.
Now let's get on to these. Get on to the rest of our list. Sick movies and slashers. I think you got the origins of that for the modern day one goes to Saw.
Yeah, Saw's a good movie.
Saw.
I'd dub it more as a thriller.
Great movie. Nah, that is the thing of horror. You got to cut your leg off or be free. That's horrific. Right? That is horrible. Knowing full well at the end of the film that the key was right there. Scream. Saw was the original badass slasher weirdo movie, which then spawned the likes of Hostel.
Hostel was messed up.
Hostel's a bad film.
I could see myself going on a stag do in Bulgarian in a paper suit in a room with some guy standing over me.
Trust me, it nearly happened in Budapest. So a lot of mine are older films.
Yeah.
So just to run through a few, Amityville Horror,
Very
the original,
scary.
very scary. Remakes.
You can
terrible.
drive up to that house.
I know, it's a real house.
Yeah.
It's real. That
Again.
house makes you kill your family.
Yeah.
Tremors, got to put it on there.
Behave.
Tremors is classed as a horror,
It's not a horror film.
but it's brilliant.
It's good, but is it
Yeah.
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Sausage. So Tremors is in the same category of horror film as you would put Gremlins.
Again, a Christmas movie.
It's not a Christmas
At best.
movie. These and Critters. Critters amazing.
Leprechaun.
Oh, what a film! These things are cool. Going back to last week, Leonardo DiCaprio is in Critters 3
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
as a small boy.
Yeah, that's mad. That
I've talked about The Conjuring, talked about the Enfield Hauntings. The TV series is phenomenal for Enfield Haunting. Thoroughly recommend watching that. If you want a good scare this weekend, get that on. It will fill your evening.
They've done it a different way on the
scared.
TV series.
Yeah, it's a longer format, much longer format than The Conjuring, but definitely check it out. Worth a watch. Poltergeist was on there. Get Out we've talked about. The Omen.
Yeah, Omen's
Always
alright, yeah.
creeped me out, and I've never
Yeah.
liked little weird kids with blonde hair.
Only Fools and Horses, Damien.
Absolutely. Candyman, original over remake, but remake's not that bad. Actually, it's not that bad at all.
I've seen the first one.
I'd seen the first one and resisted watching the remake, but did. There he is. There he is.
The Candyman.
Can anybody still bring themselves to say it 5 times in the mirror?
Nope. Again, used to do that at sleepovers.
I know, everybody did.
Right, should we do something?
It
Yeah, you
was
got
on the
that.
list, and the last one for me was The Shining.
Yeah, that's number one in some
Paranormal,
places.
man.
Didn't really scare me, but
No,
I
because
get you.
I think at the time you'd have probably pooped yourself.
Definitely,
Watching it in the 90s, you're like, I've seen Exorcist.
definitely.
Go on then, what's on your list?
Pet Sematary 1 and 2.
Originals, yes.
Brilliant
Remakes,
movies.
terrible.
The books are brilliant. The book, I was reading the book once, and something happens in it. It's like, I think they were just describing a scene, and it scared me so much reading the book. But yeah, that is a great movie, especially the sister.
Oh, yeah.
The sister is very scary.
Yeah.
The Fourth Kind.
I've not seen that.
It's an alien movie
Well, it's
based
sci-fi
on
then.
no, yeah, well, no, it isn't. But it's based on a place in Alaska where it's kind of like it's like they're making up a documentary, made up documentary. See, I jumped. Yeah, it's very scary, and the screams that they make when they're being abducted by these aliens because they hypnotise
So it's a sci-fi
them.
film?
Yeah.
It's like E.T.?
No, it isn't. It's
Right.
it's a horror movie. It scared me. It scared me. Blair Witch, Child's Play 1.
Bang on. Oh, how did I miss that?
Child's Play 1. Child's Play 3 was banned because of the James Bulger case.
Yeah, because they
Sadly.
literally did exactly what
But yeah,
Chucky did in Child's
they
Play
watched
1.
it and they did the same
Yeah.
things. But
Yeah.
Child's Play 1 was an absolute belter.
You know what's ruined Child's Play 1? Everything they've ever done since.
Chucky.
Bride of Chucky, Chucky this, Chucky that. Go away, stop it, you've ruined the original.
Yeah, it was messed up.
Absolutely ruined.
And you can buy. Why would anyone want to buy a Chucky doll? I don't know why.
You can buy an
them.
Annabelle.
Yeah, I know exactly. The Descent nearly made my top 5.
Yes.
Very scary.
Weird and horrible because, you know, if you descended into a big hole and things
Yeah.
were coming after you, you know.
Hills Have Eyes, original.
Hills of
The
Eyes
remake was
original
alright.
was okay.
It had Claire out of Lost in it.
I Spit on Your Grave was grim.
Do you know what really did scare me as a kid? Return to Oz. Those bike things, those things on with wheels on their hands.
Monkeys.
No, the things with the wheels on their hands.
I don't know.
Absolutely terrifying.
I've
Return
never
to
seen
Oz.
Return to Oz.
Return to Oz is terrifying. Yeah, it scared me so much.
We're at 25 minutes.
Sorry.
We knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
Any more?
No, the only other thing was that there was a drama on ITV once called The Chimera, and it was about an escaped animal, and that was absolutely terrifying as
The
well.
worst thing I've ever seen on the TV that frightened the life out of me, and I now cannot remember the name of it, and you need to have a look at it. The BBC did a live Crime Watch-esque style special
Oh,
of a
yeah.
haunted house, and they were going to... It was Poltergeist. I cried my eyes up and
I
screamed
remember
the
it.
house down.
Yeah.
And it literally panned the camera across, and there was a geezer standing there, and it panned back, and he was gone. It was like, oh my god! There was
And
so many
it was just very
complaints.
well done, wasn't it?
It was completely fake.
Yeah, it was brilliant though.
It was brilliant. You need to find out what that is because I can't.
It wasn't Derek Acora.
It wasn't Derek. No, it wasn't Derek Pecora.
Pecora. Fish Pecora. Fine.
Oh
Right.
God! Right.
Wait. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, you must like and subscribe for more ramblings from us while we drink beer.
Two guys arguing about movies. It's what we do. What we enjoy.
Beer. Yeah, absolutely. So I've got 2 reviews for you this week. I've got one that's got 2 stars and I've got one that's got no stars and will never get a star off anyone ever. I'm going to do that one first because it really, really wound me up. It's Jeepers Creepers Reborn.
So Jeepers Creepers 1 could
Stop at the 1 because there's nothing after 1. The jeopardy and the scares from 1 are not transferable to any other film because you've seen it, you've done it. He drops out the sky, boom, dead. He follows you, he lands on your car, he can fly, he's a scarecrow, he rips bits off people to regenerate bits off himself. Yeah, premise of Jeepers Creepers 1 and the film itself, Jeepers Creepers, brilliant. Jeepers Creepers Reborn is a disgrace to cinematography, right? The lead character is Imran Adams, who was Mitchell in Hollyoaks, right? That tells you how far this franchise has sunk, right? The lead actor, his only other credit is Hollyoaks, right? I watched it and literally was getting angrier and angrier at the... Within seconds of the movie starting, oh, there's Jeepers Creepers just crawling out of a hole.
Oh, I've seen the...
Hang on a minute.
I've seen that bit.
You can't just...
He look a bit weak when he's calling it.
Yeah, it's like Voldemort when he was a tadpole. It's like, what? You cannot do this. And the worst thing about it, they've now decided that he regenerates every 23 years. So in 23 years' time, we've got to put up with this crap again. And we're probably going to have an actor who's in Doctors or something as the lead actor. Do not waste your time if you've got any semblance of horror.
One of the panel from Loose Women might star in it.
Mate, do not get me... I can't keep going on about it. Jeepers Creepers Reborn is the worst horror film I've ever seen.
Mine's The Purge.
You've never seen The Purge?
No, it's rubbish.
No, it's not. Purge movies are brilliant. I don't know why I haven't got them in my
They
list.
can't be that good.
I'd look at the list!
The Purge. Come on then, let's have your second review.
Right. Yeah, so Jeepers Creepers, 0 stars out of 5. If I could give it minus stars, I would. It's that bad. Do not bother. I want you to watch it, just so you can go,
My watch list is
wow,
it's
who
not
did
on
the
list.
CGI? A 4-year-old?
It's bad.
Don't put it on your watch list, it's bad. Right, my special super duper review is Halloween Ends. Michael Myers, the man, the myth, the legend.
Jamie Lee's in it.
Michael Myers. Okay? You know that mask?
I heard the ending's bad.
That mask was just a William Shatner mask off a shelf. When they literally picked up a William Shatner mask off the shelf and went, yeah, I'll do.
It is, yeah. It's a bad one. Yeah, it is.
It's a really bad William Shatner mask.
Yeah.
Okay? So Halloween Ends is the 13th instalment, but you have to ignore 9 other instalments.
Because they're bad.
Okay? No, they're not bad. They went off on a different tangent. Okay. So you start with Halloween 78.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah.
You then watch Halloween from 2018. You then go for Halloween Kills 2021, and then you end it with Halloween Ends. Okay? All of the other 9 films in the franchise, don't bother with. Because Halloween H2O means nothing.
Isn't that got...
They ignored that.
Halloween H2O has got it's got one of these boy band guys in it, hasn't it? What's his name?
I don't know. I've watched it. It's literally, it goes over your head. It's rubbish. But Halloween Ends. The complaint that I've seen a lot of is that Michael Myers is only in it for the last 10 minutes.
Josh Hartnett was the guy.
Was it?
Yeah.
So Michael Myers is only in it for the last 10 minutes, and he is. This will kill the Halloween franchise.
Yeah.
Unless they decide to reboot it, I don't know how they're gonna. If you've seen it, you'll know they're not going to reboot Michael Myers. He did. Okay?
In bits.
He did. He squashed. Right? He's gone. But I liked it. It was good. Halloween 2018 was decent. Halloween Kills from last year was, I think, a very good, very, very good Halloween film. And a very good horror film, slashery film. Lots of people died, which is what you need in a slashery, gory film. Halloween Ends, not so many people die. but it does tie it up really nicely. And Jamie Lee gets her moment. You don't need me to tell you what happens at the end of Halloween Ends. It's called Halloween Ends. There's no more. That's it. You know what happens. He pops his clogs. Check it out. Watch it. It is cool. If you're going to go and it's going to be Halloween, please take a plastic knife and don't get arrested. Yeah, cool. I cannot wait for Halloween. I'm going to hide in my entry, fully dressed as Michael Myers in overalls, and I'm going to scare the crap out of them trick-or-treaters. You do not come to my house and leave without peeing your panties. Right? And you can have one Haribo. So there's my reviews. If you agree, if you've seen them, if you want to leave any comments on them, please do. Drop them on the Instagram. I'll put the reviews on there in a couple of days' time. Obviously, comments and anything you've got to say about those reviews or our top fives, drop them on the YouTube comment section once we've sorted all of this out. And don't forget to like and subscribe because we do this every week. Yeah, it's all good.
We've got time for a must watch.
We've got a must watch. Okay. Yeah, we're going to extend with a 35-minute
I'll keep
episode.
this
Why
quick.
not? No, you take time.
I've got 2 must watches. Okay.
Are they creepy?
Yes, but they're not movies. Sorry.
Wow.
The worst watch, which is terrifying. The Haunting of Hill House.
Very good.
If you haven't watched that, you need to watch it. It is brilliant. A great story. Very, very creepy. The guy who wrote it also wrote
Bly Manor.
Bly Manor, which I haven't watched yet. You told me to watch it. It's on the list. That's our motto. It's on the
Bly
list.
Manor is not as good as...
And Midnight Mass is another one that they've done, which my daughter watched and said was rubbish.
Hill House.
But Hill House is brilliant. And what has just launched today, Cabinet of Curiosities, which is a Guillermo del Toro... I'm hearing very good show.
I've heard
the first 2 have dropped. There's 8, I believe. They're dropping every couple of days, so I'm going to wait weeks. There's a couple
all
of
out by Halloween.
All out by Halloween. I think it's short stories, but spooky.
Okay.
So yeah, it is.
Did you
must watch.
go with the short story one that was supposed to be scary? Did you stick with it? The one that you was watching last week?
The Midnight Club.
That's it.
No, I didn't watch any more.
You binned.
That was rubbish. No, don't watch that. That is not a must watch. It is not a must watch. But yeah, that's it. So there's a couple of Halloween must watches.
Absolutely loved it. Check out a few of these movies. Have yourself a scare fest. Literally not scary if you do that. If you can only see a third of the screen through your fingers, films aren't scary.
Mate, a lot of movies make me jump. It really do.
Mate, horror and thrillers, and horrors, slashers, thrillers, gory nastiness on a Saturday afternoon, that is pretty much what's going to be on here. We'll flick through Netflix or Amazon or whatever, and it can be the lowest rated 1-star piece of rubbish, and we'll watch it and we'll have a little fright fest. And then
13 Ghosts.
I love 13 Ghosts.
Terrible movie.
Just when the glass gets in, boom, and he's in half and he slides down. Wow.
It's terrible.
Juggernaut is a scary man, though.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and watch Hereditary because the big 3, Insidious, Sinister, and Hereditary. I've done the first 2 this week because I wanted
Insidious
to.
is poor.
Insidious is good.
Nah.
The follow-up's rubbish, but Insidious was a good movie.
They're like the endings. Poor.
The Hereditary is the one I want to watch because it's well ranked in a
Go
lot
for
of
it, man.
top 20s.
You will never hear me not telling you to watch a horror film, so go for it. Anyway, that has been Bold TV Reviews for episode 5. We'll tell you what we're going to do next week on the Instagram later on when we've decided and argued about it, because we even argue about what we're going to do. Brilliant. But from us to you, have a lovely Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Hope you get scared and jump out your skin like he did earlier on. Cheers. Cheers. Bye.